Hello and welcome to another Cactus Hill adventure. In this episode, we're going to be going to Solomon's Temple in south central Utah. There's the town of Torrey at the intersection of Highway 12 and 24. We're going to be leaving from Teasdale, a little west from there, turning northeast on Utah State Highway 72, then turning right on Elkhorn Road or Forest Road 206. We'll be heading in a general eastward direction until we turn kind of north and east on Last Chance Road or Forest Road 020. We'll continue on 020 at East Last Chance Road, turn kind of northeast on Last Chance Road or Baker Ranch Road, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that later in the video. Here we're traveling north on Utah Highway 72. There's a sign calling out for Fish Lake and Johnson Reservoir to the left. That turnout will be here as come up and slow down a little bit. Show you we're going to enter Fish Lake National Forest. I highly recommend going to Fish Lake National Forest, going over to Johnson Reservoir and that area. Beautiful colors during the fall. Obviously, I speeded this up. We're going to be coming up to our turnoff real quick here. Elkhorn Campground, 8 miles. There's our turnoff road. You'll see some mileage on this sign here. Baker Ranch, 12 miles. Cathedral Valley, 12 miles. Excuse me, Baker Ranch, 13. We're going to be on Forest Road 206. 206. The mountain just in front of us is Hens Hole Peak at elevation of 10,853 feet. It's one of the more prominent peaks in the area. We're on basically Thousand Lakes Mountain. We're going to turn out here a little bit, let a Ford Bronco past. He was kind of on our tail a little bit, but I know there's always a little kind of thing between the Broncos, the Jeeps, and the Toyotas, but we're all out here to enjoy the same thing, be out in this beautiful country and countryside. Now I'll be speeding up this video depending on the scenery and what we're seeing at the time to try to get through this video. As you see in the sign before, it was about 13 miles to Baker Ranch. That's one of our destinations. It'll be about 3/4 of the way to Solomon's Temple when we hit Baker Ranch Road. Excuse me, Baker Ranch. Here we're coming up to a sign that states use 4x4 to preserve road surface. And this road is going to be a little steep. And like all videos, it doesn't really show how steep it really is. Again, kind of a repeat of that same sign. And I'll make a comment here about Matt's Off-Road Recovery, a very popular channel on YouTube, in which I am a subscriber. They always brag about just using two-wheel drive to get to their destinations and only go into four-wheel drive when necessary. So, hello, Matt. Hope you read that sign sometime. All right. Anyway, you see the pretty fall colors. We're going to see that's a little blown out here. So we'll see some of that, but we're going to come up and see some really nice fall colors on this mountain. I know it's nothing like the East Coast fall colors, but it's our fall colors and we love them. By the way, this was all filmed in early October 2024. Again, this climb is a little steeper than it looks on the video. And through this whole video, the road that we're going to be on is pretty good, especially when we're on Thousand Lake Mountain. They keep this road in excellent condition. Just about any SUV, pickup truck can make it. And I always recommend four-wheel drive, but I think two-wheel drive vehicle could make it up and around these mountains with a little bit of clearance. I wouldn't put a Toyota Camry or something like that or a Honda Civic up here, but the roads are very good. Here we're coming up on some areas where you can pull over and do some overlanding, camping, whatever your pleasure. The road over to the left, I wouldn't take it. It looks more like it's for side-by-sides, a little rough. But this main road again is very good. We'll be coming up to our turn where we're going to head down the mountain. As soon as we get through this little valley here. I flew the drone in this area, and I'll have some of that here coming up in a few seconds. And here you can see our turnout. Heart Lake there on the right. That'll be your kind of signpost, so to speak. And we're going to continue kind of veer off to the left. You can see if you keep going, you'll get to the campground at Elkhorn and then Cathedral Valley as well. So just to refresh you, here's where we are at Heart Lake. We're going to make a turn to the northeast on East Last Chance Road. But here's the drone footage that I took to shows you kind of a 360 of the whole area. Very beautiful. There's the Henry Mountains. A little hazy today. They're coming in the middle of the screen is Factory Butte. That's over near Hanksville. That's about 30 miles from where we are right now. And there's Solomon's Temple, a glimpse of it. Beautiful, beautiful country. Well, here we're back on the road. There's a little turnout there to the right. If you go up there, it kind of just stops up to the plateau, and you get a great view from up there. And we're going to stop a couple times along the way to show you the view of the Cathedral Valley down below. But enjoy the fall colors here. Here's where we're going to turn off, take a little break. Enjoy the view of the area. We hiked around a little bit around there, just kind of walked around, relaxed, had a snack, and now we're back on the road. This is probably about a mile down the road. Didn't miss much, but it has a great view of Cathedral Valley. And during this portion of the video, I'm going to speed it up and slow it down, depending on what kind of views we're going to get. Hope you don't mind this. I'm going through this, some of it 10 times speed. Then I'll slow it down to maybe 1.5 or 2 times speed to give you the view. So anyway, hang on for this ride. Again, the road's very good. No issues. As you can see, the weather for today was very good. No chance of any rain in the area. And if you watch some of my other videos, you always know I ask you to check the weather and do your homework before you go to an area. There was a quick stop there, cut that part out. Now you're seeing a lot of pinyon pines or juniper. I still don't know the difference, so maybe somebody can comment on which ones are which. Here we're kind of slowing down to show you a turnout to the left to go to Meeks Lake, Morrill Pond, and Baker Ranch Road is 3 miles down the mountain. So basically we've gone about 10 miles so far in a little over 11 minutes. So I don't know what mile an hour that translates to, but if I showed you the entire video, it'd probably be 40-45 minutes long at least. So that's why the reason for speeding this up. You know, I like to show you the whole road. I've been very consistent throughout most of my videos, because I think as an off-roader, I want to be able to see the road, see what I'm getting into. So that's my philosophy. I slowed it down a little bit to get a little better view of Capitol Reef area and Cathedral Valley. We're still in the Dixie National Forest. We never actually get into Capitol Reef National Park. It's going to be to the east of us. And you'll see some of the features in Capitol Reef National Park there at Cathedral Valley. As you can see, we're coming down to the valley here. We're going to be leaving Dixie National Forest here. And that's the interesting part of the road here. Once we leave Dixie National Forest, the road becomes East Last Chance Road. And when we were in Dixie National Forest, it was just Last Chance Road. It also, on some maps, is called Baker Ranch Road. So be aware that if you're in the area. I tend to agree with Baker Ranch Road, or most of this road, as it goes all the way up to I-70. Once you pass Baker Ranch and start heading towards Solomon's Temple, it continues on as Baker Ranch Road on some maps and Last Chance Road on some others. So be aware of that. It's all the same road. I didn't get into any BLM designations or anything like that, but Last Chance Road can be Baker Ranch Road. Anyway, speaking of Baker Ranch, here's it coming up on the left. There's actually an operating ranch. You'll see some vehicles moving around. That was Baker Ranch. I see the texture of the road changes a little bit here. A little more sandy and soft in spots. That's what we'll see throughout the rest of this video as far as the road conditions are concerned. Still a pretty good road. Nice spire there on the right. Reminds me a little bit of what you see in Goblin Valley. We're going to be coming up to a turn here. Remember on the map, we're going to be turning kind of to the northeast and head towards Solomon's Temple. This is where I think this is actually Baker Ranch Road, but it's also known again as Last Chance Road. Here we're getting into a Birch Spring area. This was totally unexpected. Beautiful, beautiful little area. A lot of green grass and trees and shrubs. A lot of water in this area. Obviously it's called a Birch Spring. But totally unexpected to see this out here in the desert. We're going to get a little glimpse of Solomon's Temple right there. It's coming into view. And again, you're going to see some soft spots along here along this road. And I've talked to you a little bit about our Utah dusty roads. It's not really sand, it's kind of a soft powder. So be aware of that, especially if it gets wet or rains. It can get really slippery and nasty. Now at this point, I'm looking for a spot to pull over so I can get the drone in the air. We can kind of hang out in this area and enjoy Solomon's Temple and the beautiful scenery that surrounds it. But nothing so far, as you can see. Again, there's some soft sand. Or soft Utah sand, I should say. I think we found a spot up here, but no go. Right there. Wasn't viable. Another spot possible. No go there. Okay, we found a spot. Okay, we have arrived. Beautiful butte in front of us. There's kind of a tabletop mesa on top. We're going to get the drone up in the air and give you a view of that. There's the Jeep, that little dark speck at the bottom of the screen. Take a look at this mesa. Beautiful, beautiful country. The video does not do it justice. There's Solomon's Temple. As a geological feature I'd like to point out there, it looks like a lava wall, very similar to Shiprock, New Mexico, and the rock with wings. I have a video of that, and I'll put a link to it at the end of this video. Solomon's Temple is at an elevation of 6,339 feet, or 1,932 meters. It's also about 440 feet above ground level, or AGL. If you're familiar with drones, we're not supposed to fly above 400 feet AGL, but if the object I'm flying around is whatever height that is, I can be 400 feet above that object. So here we're about probably 600 feet AGL, going above Solomon's Temple. Very similar rock to what we saw on the butte at the beginning of the drone footage. Here we're going to do a 360 of the area. There's Birch Creek on the right. We just pan by that. Cathedral Valley. Beautiful, beautiful area. Coming into the screen, about the center of the screen right now, is Factory Butte and the haze back there. That's 23 miles from Solomon's Temple. The wash you see there, going up the canyon there, is Temple Wash. And Jeffrey's Reservoir is about 2 miles from there. Didn't see any water in any of that while we're traveling, but those are notable geological features in the area. There's that beautiful butte mesa that we saw earlier. There's the road we came in on. Birch Creek right there. There's a lava wall there as we pan on to Solomon's Temple. Beautiful area. Well, I hope you enjoyed our presentation of Solomon's Temple via Thousand Lakes Mountain. And I always like to remind you, you won't know if you don't go. Thanks for watching. Sincerely appreciated. Take care. Have fun. Be safe out there.